Welcome to episode 12 of Coffee and Stitches with Mandy. Today is October 21st, 2022. I hope everybody has had a good month of October, end of September. It's been busy-ish here. I did Vermont Sheep and Wool. We did our trip to Costa Rica, and I've got Costa Rican coffee in my cup. And it's just the plain Starbucks mug today. I've already worked today, so it's after work, so I'm enjoying my cup of coffee, sitting down and talking with you guys before I start or work on my 24 hours of cross stitch, which is this weekend. So I'm going to try to do as many hours as I can. And let's get started talking about the lovely pile that I have everywhere here. I have finishes, whips, haul, and then I put up on my Instagram right before I left. I was cleaning out my craft room and I kept on finding bags with yarn in them. And then I put them all in a pile. The bags with yarn in them are sweaters I have all the yarn for, so I printed off all the patterns and asked if people wanted to see them, and the majority of people said yes, so I will show those off. So let's get started with what I'm working on. Stitching wise, I finished my Hello Autumn by Primrose Cottage. This is stitched on 14 count printed, I think it's a DMC from Michaels, using Be Stitch Me Silks and Autumn Sage, I think Milotos and Sunburn. I really like how this comes out, and I love the variegated hello. I might take the pillow apart. I'm not sure if I like the 2-inch margin that I did here, but for now it's fully finished. So there's that. And then I finished 2 knitting projects. I finished my socket hat. I don't remember who it's by. I still have to weave in that end. I was here when you guys saw it. I know I finished this the day I got my hair, the pink of my hair, because this is the color. I had this with me at the hairdressers and go, I want it the color that a little darker than this. So this is Fiber Stash Dye Works yarn in a zebra striped fingering in the hot pink colorway, and I really love how this yarn knit up. So yeah, so there's that one. And then the other one I finished, I finished at Vermont Sheep and Wool. It is the Candle Flame Hat by Alicia Plummer. I knit it out of Fiber Stash Dye Works DK base in the City Lights color. I left the hat with Christy so she can have it as a booth sample, because she debuted her DK base at Vermont. So it is, I'm trying to get it so you don't have the glare, and it's not showing up great, but it is a lovely textured slip stitch pattern that I've knit. I think this is the 3rd or 4th time I've knit this, and I really like how it looks on variegated yarn. So there's that. What And then when I came home on the 1st, I started the Waxing Moon Haunted House Trio. I started with the middle one, the Haunted House, and figured out, once I finished it, I stitched it in the wrong color. I don't care, I'm leaving it because I like how it looks. So, it was supposed to be at the lighter purple, but oh well. But it's stitched mostly called 4 colors. And then I just didn't do the border or the words, so there's that. And then once I finished that, I think I finished that the 6th, 7th, somewhere around there, I started on Waxing Moon's Halloween House Trio. So I'm stitching the middle one right now. I'm stitching that one for Athena X Stitches Stitching Goddess Designs, Halloween, 13 Halloween. Yeah, and this lives in my Halloween bag. And yeah, so I've got that much done. Most of this is stitched while I'm at work. So it will be stitched on my lunch break or when I get home from work. So like I'll put in maybe an hour, if that. But this is stitched on Bestitch Me Pink Chocolate 18 count. It's closer to like this color than it's showing up on camera. It's much pink. It's a pinker brownish color, which I like. This is my, as I've said before, this is my Halloween palette. The pinks, the purples, the black, the grays is my Halloween. So I'll get back to that. I think I've done 7 days. What I'm counting as 7 days on it. So I want to get 13 days this month. So I'll pick it back up when I get around to it. What else do I have? And then the 10th was my anniversary, so I started Seasons of the Heart Autumn. So this is by The Blue Flower. My copy came out of the Primitive Stitcher magazines from last year. So, and then she just released the pattern at Expo this year. So there's that. I've got some of the heart done, the 2 hedgehogs, and then some flowers. For our trip, I packed 3 projects. This, the Halloween, and one of my sweaters. I put in, I think, half of this hedgehog for stitching. That's it. That's all I stitched on the whole week we were gone, or 6 days we were gone. My sweater got most of my love. I will show you guys that in a second. The other thing I stitched on, which I wish I brought with me but I didn't, was a gift for my cousin for her little one, which she was born the 13th. So I am stitching After the Rain, and I'm doing a 12 rainbow block, so it's 3 by 4, and then I had different family members choose color from the color palette I chose, because this started out as I let my nieces, 4 of my nieces and nephews, pick out their favorite colors, and then I filled in where I needed to with some other colors, but most of those worked, and then just had different other family members choose this. So I've got 2 rainbows fully done, and then this one almost done, and then what I'm doing is using a strand, filling it in wherever it needs to go, because I printed it out and then used colored pencil to mark where I wanted certain colors. So it's good. This is going to be my project for 24 hours of cross stitch. I am going to see if I can get 24 hours stitched into this. I've got half hour today so far on lunch. I'm using a timer on my phone. So I've got a half hour on this. This is stitched on Fortnite Fabrics Cool, I think. So it's a pinky purple. So there's that. So I'm gonna work some more on that this weekend. The Haunted Halloween and Halloween House Trio, I'm just using called for colors. If I had the fancy floss, I have them, I'm using them. If I didn't, I'm using the DMC substitution. Okay, sweaters. My knitting bug has come back for the most part. We'll put it that way. Where is this one? This is the Swirl pattern by Wool & Pine. It is this lovely faded sweater that has this, like, I can do it this way because it's inside out right now. You knit the body inside of this lovely elongated stitch pattern, and you see the pearls. So once you get to the sleeves, like the body, they tell you to stitch it inside out. So since you guys saw it last, I've knit probably about 6 inches of it. I think, where's my planner? I don't know where my planner went. I wrote down, I think I'm at like 11 inches of 15 on the body on this one. So, yeah. And this is knit out of Fiber Stash Dye Works Fuzzy, which is her alpaca silk blend, lace weight, and her strong base in the It Freezes Me color. Again, the fuzzy was something we were testing. When I started this, we were testing, so we were trying to see what we could do to make it work. So It Freezes Me isn't dyed on fuzzy anymore because we found that it's way too many dye baths for it and it starts to felt. So there's that one. That lives in my coffee bag. A lot of my sweater bags, this one doesn't have a label. Does this one have a label? I go on the website Smart Bottoms. These are actually wet diaper bags. For you people that do cloth diapering, these are wet bags, and they are nice size and they're reasonable. I think they're like 20 bucks for 25 bucks for this bag, and I can fit a full sweater in it with all the yarn in the sweater, because I think this one right now I've got 3 skeins plus my sweater in it. This is the Langlade sweater by it's by Melissa Schwartz. Okay, right here, Melissa, and it's this lovely sweater that has this lace down the sleeves, and this comes out of the Plum Dandy Knits, which is Alicia Plummer and Melissa. Like, this book is copyrighted, I think 2018. Oh, let me see. Where's the copyright? 2017. So I started this sweater, I think 2018. Let me find, of course my needles are, so I've just put in a little bit of into this. The only reason I'm showing you is so you guys can learn from my mistake, because I've got to rip all that out because I've let this sit so long, my gauge has changed. I can see a line. I'm not sure if I'm gonna rip it out or not. From about here up, this is a lot looser than what I knit when I started this. But I've got probably 10 inches of the body, actually 9 inches the body done. So I don't know if I'm gonna leave it, let it block, and try to block it, but I have to go down a needle size because my gauge has changed since I started this. So that's a good thing to remember. So yeah, and then this lives in a, it just has a snowflake bag. And then the sweater I took with me was my summer swirl. Let me find the cover. I've got the pattern all folded up. So it's the same, it's just a t-shirt version of my other one. I got a good part of this done. So I'm off the sleeves. Where is my sloth? I've knit about all that since you guys saw it last. On vacation, I think it was like this. This is what I picked up. I was knitting this in. I find it's easier for me, especially on airplanes and in airports, to knit than stitch. And then this is knit out of Fiber Stash Dye Works, Twinkle and Strong Base, and the Band Candy Potions, which is the strong, and then what is the When There Are 9 is the bottom. And then this lives in my sloth bag from Stitched by Jessalou that I got at New Hampshire Sheep and Wool. So that lives there. Let's do haul, and then we will go through this lovely pile. I'm trying to separate things. Okay, so I got my September fabric of the month and silks of the month from Be Stitch Me. This is 18 count and the color is Sand Dollar. While I was cleaning my craft room, I decided I was organizing my fabrics onto the comic boards. So I put this one on the comic board. And then the silks this month are all like neutrally browns. So I've got wheat, which my camera isn't picking up, right? Buttermilk, biscotti, oat, and corn silk. So they're like tannish colors. So this will go into my stash. And then because I loved stitching up the Hello Autumn in her silks, I got the colors I needed for the Hello Winter and Hello Santa. Hello Winter, I will start the first day of winter. Hello Santa is, I'm starting the day I put up my Christmas tree. So I got Poinsettia, which is a lovely Christmas red. Bone. I am missing a color somewhere here. Ah, on the floor. And then Evergreen. Evergreen is a variegated green, so these will be my Hello Santa, and then I'm stitching it, I think, on a 14 count tan, so they all come out about the same size. And then for my Hello Winter, I picked up Fresh Breeze, Lapis, Forget Me Not, and Aquatic Center. So there's those for my Hello Winter. So these will get put into their respective bags so I can stitch that up. And then I got my Cottage Garden Samplings Beaver, which is their not the newest one they have out. The newest one comes out I think next week, which is a reindeer, which is absolutely gorgeous. I can't wait to get that one, but the post office decided to eat it, so I've got, gonna get another copy. I got this from Sammy J at Tiny Hummingbird Stitches. I sent her a picture and she's gonna send me a new copy because the shirt has a little bit of hole in it, but great customer service. I'm fine with it. It's like I'm missing like 5 or 6 stitches. I can stitch off of it for now until she can get me a new another copy. What else do I have here? While I was in Costa Rica, our hotel actually had a couple of crafts, like local people there selling their crafts. So I picked up a new art container that has a sloth painted on it. It is fully wooden. I don't remember what they said the species was, but and it's hand painted, and it's a good size just to sit by my stitchy spot to put my ends in. But he is adorable. And then yeah, so yeah, that's I think all I've got for haul lately. So let's get into because like Vermont Sheep and Wool, the only thing I picked up was one of their t-shirts for this year, which is already gone through the wash because I've worn it, that had their logo. That's all I picked up. I didn't buy yarn. I looked, nothing was jumping out at me, buy me. I've been going through my yarn stash and come to the conclusion that I don't need it unless I have a project right now. But I'm falling in love with different sweaters, so that just means I need to go help Christy dye up yarn so I can dye up some for myself. And then our trip to Costa Rica happened. So Costa Rica is an amazing country that you guys should visit if you can. The coffee is amazing. It is nice and smooth. The hotel we stayed at actually had a coffee plantation at one point, and they still have out front of the hotel a bunch of coffee plants, bushes. So grow their own coffee. And then they had a 24-hour coffee shop with like a couple chairs outside you could sit, and it was, yeah, I enjoyed it. I can't wait to go back. So yeah. So I posted pictures on my Instagram, which is Mandy Pinecone. If you guys want to see like some, I didn't take a lot of pictures, but I have different things there. We did, one day we went to an animal sanctuary where they rehabilitate different local animals, so we got to see all the jungle animals, but didn't see sloths. So I was a little bit sad, but I got to see like ocelots and tapirs and mergay. I think there was a jaguar like tail. Most of the cats were sleeping, so we couldn't, and then the birds. So how do I work? Okay. So, pile of sweaters. I've got the 3 I've shown you on the needles, plus I've got my Sunset Highway, which is I'm knitting the body on, which is actually this side's the better picture, which is this lovely sweater. I've got the color work done on the body. I think it was Courtney Stitches Please, calling it Body Island, and it is, yeah. I have everything on the body. I've started sweaters and got to the body because I just don't want to sit there and knit in the round, because it has no enjoyment out of me. I like doing the fun part, and then the body drives me nuts because every single I'm at just literally knitting in the round, because I like longer sweaters, so my bodies are usually knit from the underarm to the bottom before I start ribbing or something is usually about 15 inches. Yeah, that's a lot of stockinette in the round. So I'll finish 1 or 2 in the next little bit. My plans for November are, I want to see how many of my sweaters I can finish. The 2 swirls, I think I'm at 10 inches on both of them. One might be 11, so, and then I have sleeves on I'm going to do 3/4 inch length sleeves on the, It Freezes Me one, or maybe long sleeves. I haven't quite decided yet. But the t-shirt, I've got, I think it's 4 or 5 rounds. And that, so, and if I finish 2 sweaters, I'm allowing myself to cast on a new one. And my pile of new ones are some fun ones. So let me show you what I've kitted up for sweaters. The first one here is actually a dress. It is called the Alice in Wonderland by Justine Lorakowski. So it is this pattern. I want to see if I've got a better picture of the texture up top, and I don't. Without showing pattern, so I'm not playing with that. But it is, she's got this, you can either knit it as a sweater, a tunic, or a dress. I've got it kitted up as to do a dress. This is Fiber Stash Dye Works, Slayers Every One of Us. And it's a gray that has a like rainbow undertone to it. So it's got, yeah, you can see it a little bit there. And then this is again in a smart, older style smart bottoms bag. Yeah, if you just go on their website. They have some really cool prints. Their regular line, and then they do special edition ones. I bought those years ago when my nephew was born, I think. So he's 5 now. So I've got a bunch of the older ones. My cousin cloth diapered, and she was showing me prints that she was ordering, and it's like, oh, I like these. Let me try these bags. And what's nice with them, because I end up throwing my coffee cups or water bottles in my purse, and I usually have a knitting project in my purse, is they're waterproof. So if something spills in your bag, it doesn't get all over the yarn, which is great. The next one is, which one is this? Oh, this one's fun. The sock yarn, or sock arms by Stephanie Lovett. I am knitting this out of Fiber Stash Dye Works, strong in gunmetal for the body. And then the sleeves are Night Owl Fibers, which is a self-striping yarn. This is Coral Reef. So this is what the sweater will be. And then this one has llamas and cactuses all over it. For me, when I pick out sweaters, I'll either fall in love with color combinations, and then I will find a sweater pattern that works, or I will fall in love with a sweater pattern and then find yarn that goes with it. That one, I got the self-striping as a birthday gift from a bunch of my knitting friends a couple of years ago, and I didn't want it as socks, so I found the sweater pattern, and then that was supposed to be my Rhinebeck 2020 sweater, but pandemic hit, so I didn't knit a sweater for Rhinebeck that year. I didn't go to Rhinebeck last year. This year Rhinebeck was the same time we were in Costa Rica, so I couldn't do Rhinebeck this year. We'll see about next year. But yeah. Next one, what is in this bag? I don't remember what was in the bag. Okay, this one. This is a newer pattern. This, or newer one that I've kitted up, because this is again where I have yarn that I fell in love with the combination, so I had to find a pattern to make it work. So this is Fiber Stash Dye Works for DK Base in Jailhouse and Perry the Platypus. It's got a full name. I think it's Platypus. It's like Platypus, Perry the Platypus or something like that on our site, but I know it as Perry the Platypus. And then I'm knitting the Sand and Ocean by Twin Stitch Designs. When I'm looking for a sweater pattern, the first thing I do is go through my library on Ravelry to see which sweater patterns I already own, and that's how I found this one. I bought it for some reason because I really like the style. It's a lightweight, just throw something over, spring summer pattern, or like cold air conditioning summer patterns. And then this is in a, again, Smart Bottoms bag, but this is their mesh version. So there's that one. What else? This one here, it's just in a cappuccino bag. This is the Elfie sweater, which is this lovely striped t-shirt thing, or t-shirt sweater. I've knit this once as a shop sample for Christy. It is a fun knit to do. So I wanted to knit one for me. I am knitting this out of her yarn, Fiber Stash Dye Works, in the color Great Scott. And Princess Mandy. This is my colorway that Christy does for me. It's got pink, like this is a lighter version of most of it. It all depends on how the dye takes it off. This one isn't as bright as some of my other ones that I've got, but it is like hot pink, yellow, and then burgundy purple. So the story behind this name is when she first dyed it, I bought a skein and my best friend goes, it's your pink. And Christy was trying to find a name for it. And he goes, it's your pink. It should be Mandy. And then, because my husband calls me the princess. It's a long story, but he refers to me as the princess. So that's how this got named, because the yellow and purple are the crown with the jewels. With the crown, the purple of the crown, the jewels on the crown, is how he explained that one. So, and then my husband's name is Scott, so I just grabbed those two. So that's why that sweater is gonna get knit out of those two. I don't even remember what's in half these bags. So this has got Loch Ness on it. This is the V-neck, the V-back tee by Jamie Hoffman. This is another one where I got the yarn, and then I found a pattern I liked for it, because this was a gift from my friend Michael when he went to Chicago 2 years ago. This is Stitch Stuff yarn, and the flip-flop fingering stuff. It was a fade kit of 3 skeins. So it is these lovely pinks, because like he said, pink is my color, hence the pink. So there's this one, and those will get fitted in that sweater. So yeah. Next one is in a bag, princess bag that a friend of my friend Brandy made for me out of some old fabric that she had. What is in here? This is the Strawberry Peach by Alicia Plummer. So it's this lovely striped sweater pattern. I am knitting this out of 3 yarns that I got the first year I went to Rhinebeck, so it would have been 2018. I know my friend Sarah, I think, gave me this one, and then I bought these 2. So it's these 3 colors. One is, this one is Sunshine Yarns, in the Princess colorway. I've got, I want to see, yeah, this one is an Into the World one of a kind 25 colorway, and then this one is Miss Babs Yummy 2-ply Blooming Pansies. So yeah, the first year that I went to Rhinebeck, I picked those up. So at some point, I'm going to knit that sweater out of those. Because I bought the yarns because they were pretty. And then I got home and wanted to knit a sweater using yarns that I purchased. So, and then I found that pattern. Or I had that pattern and then I don't remember how that one went. Pumpkins. Which sweater is this? This one I fell in love with the pattern and then found yarns. This is the Crazy Striped Tee by, oh, it doesn't tell me. Anna Laurent. But there's like three different versions. There's this one, there's a cardigan, and then there's another one that isn't as crazy striped like this, because I really love the looks of this. So I am using Fiber Stash Dye Works Tardis Blue in her Twinkle base. And which color is this? Whistle Power in her Strong base. I don't mind mixing bases because the Twinkle is a little thinner, but than the Strong, but that's the color combination. And I had the Twinkle, and you can really see that twinkle. Yeah, there's that one. And then the last one I have kitted up is another one that I have a bunch. So this must be a work. Oh, this is my newest one that I kitted up. This is the Camp Size Cozy by Alicia Plummer. It is this gorgeous cardigan, and it's not showing the that has a shawl collar and then texture on the bottom. This is Christy's previous DK base, which was a tweed. I really like her tweed base and how the tweed knit up. This is the color she dyed up. This one, I wanted a pinky gray, which is what I got, like a purpley pinky gray. So we dyed this up. She really loved the color. So this was her Vermont, like the new color for Vermont. And this is called Row, Row, Row Your Vote. So, so I've got, yeah, that shows the color. This one shows the color a little bit more. So I've got, I think, 6 or 7 skeins of that in this bag to knit up at some point. Yeah, so how many? One, I think there's 8 or 9 sweaters here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8. Plus, I haven't gone through my stash because I really want to knit this one, which is the Seaside Holiday by Windsor North. this one I have yarn. I have yarn floating around. I just haven't chosen the color, which exactly ones yet. I really want to knit a purple and orange, but I don't think this is the sweater for it. So at some point I will knit up that. Yeah, like I said, I had did Vermont Sheep and Wool on the first. That was Vermont Sheep and Wool for me is always my favorite fiber festival. Was my first one I went to. I can usually drag my husband to it with me, and we'll just walk around and see the animals. The last couple years he hasn't gone, but he enjoys that one. It's a small-ish, it's one of the smaller ones I do. So I did that. I hung out all day in Christie's booth, and enjoyed seeing people. And that's where I fell in love with the purple and orange combination, because somebody came into the booth with a purple and orange, like had orange, a purple sweater with orange color work up at the yoke, which is the top here. And I fell in love with that combination. Now I want to knit a purple and orange sweater. So there's that, and then that was the first, and then I worked a week, and then we left the 13th and flew down to Costa Rica which was a Thursday. And then came home Tuesday, and then I went back to work yesterday and worked today, and now I'm home. I'm going to enjoy a weekend off where I'm just going to stitch as much as I can. So yeah, that's everything that's been going on here. I've got my cat ears for Halloween. I hope everybody has a safe Halloween. I'm not a big like spooky person, but I do enjoy the cute Halloween stuff. So yeah, there's that. I will see you guys some point in November. We will see, and then I know I have the coffee box from Beef Stitch Me coming in some point in November, and then for Christmas I got the Forbidden Fiber holiday advent calendar, so I'll have that to open. I don't know if I'm gonna do daily videos or if I'm just going to do weekly for the month of December. I haven't quite decided yet, because December I usually also will read, like I read a lot also, but I read a lot of Kindle Unlimited romance novels, we'll put it that way. So like they're short little, maybe 100 pages. So for the month of December, I usually just read Christmas books. So you'll get a bunch of different Christmas books. I might do daily videos and show you what I'm reading, what I opened, and then I've got to go through my leftovers and put together a advent calendar for a friend of mine, because we're sending my friend Sarah, which is the Bookish Knitter, or yeah, the Bookish Knitter on YouTube, also does I can't remember, she just changed her floss tube name, so I think it's the 14 Count Stitcher is what she changed her floss tube name to. And then Rainy Day Reads are doing a mini skein swap so we're each sending each person 12 minis, so we get 24 minis to open up for the month of December. So I might do monthly video or daily videos, we'll see. When I get closer, I'll figure this out. I think that is it. Yeah, that's it. So I hope everybody stays safe, stays healthy. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.